Scott, thanks for joining us. We take a point here at the Broadfield Stadium. What was your assessment of the game?
I thought first half we were good and obviously scored a goal coming at half time. I was pleased with how we went about our work in the first half. However, I did feel we didn't start the second half very well again. Whether that's a mental thing, I didn't change anything. I just kind of said carry on in many ways, and we didn't. We went a little bit back in our shell. I had a list of things that I wanted to speak about at half time, and second on my list was play forward. And we didn't play forward enough for me. I felt that we were negative with our play, which invited pressure on us. And listen, it wasn't as bad as the second half at Bromley, but it felt similar, and it felt that it could go similar. However, having said that, I felt that the goals were poor we give away, obviously, but I felt the lads showed character to come back into it, and potentially we could have won it at the end there. And I felt we should have had a penalty. I'm not talking about the handball. I think that decision was right, albeit it was an absolute car crash of how it got to that. It took about a minute from giving the penalty to not giving the penalty, which I don't understand how you give it and then go and see the assistant referee and sort it out. I think it come to the right decision in the end. I think it was Charlie Barker who handballed it. Having said that, Harry Forster goes through, it's a clear penalty and he don't give it, and it's clear. It's so clear. I think every referee in the land would give that. So we're disappointed about that. We're disappointed that we don't win the game, but we showed character today, especially to come back, and I think we probably finished the stronger out of the two teams, I would think. I just felt that we didn't start that second half well enough, which has been a bit of a trend, which I've got to sort out. So disappointed, but pleased with character.
Do you think perhaps we should have gone into half-time more than
for
a
sure.
goal ahead?
Yeah, again, we Brownie hits the bar. We have an unbelievable chance how it doesn't go in. There's other chances as well. Again, it seems like we've got to get the goalmouth blessed again, doesn't it? You know, it just feels that at the moment. You know, our XG's higher than theirs. Our shots on target, our shots for all the stats are in our favour. Yet we only come in at 1-0, and I said the next goal's vital. Yet they score it, which was disappointing. And then they went and scored a second. But like I say, we showed character to keep fighting and get back in the game. And I think we felt that we finished the game the stronger team.
Yeah, great character from the squad, but great character from Harvey as well, because he's had to sort of wait his time and, buy his chances. But when he gets those chances, he's taking them at the moment.
Yeah, he played so well off the shoulder and great. I can't remember who made the pass. Might have been Dion Pereira. Yeah, you're right. It was Dion Pereira. I thought the subs made a real impact when they come on. Great pass, but fantastic to latch on the end of it. And he had another chance down the left side, didn't he? Which went out for a corner. And I love the fact that he picked the ball up to take the penalty as well. Showed real confidence to do that, even though it wasn't a penalty in the end. But yeah, I thought Cabby did really well when he come on. I'm pleased for him as well. But yeah, listen, a lot of disappointment in my body at the moment, but a lot of encouragement too. Kind of mixed emotions a little bit.
Yeah, made a couple of changes, obviously, with Harvey coming in and goal, and obviously Jack starting in the 10 position. Is that just a sense of we're going to have a lot of games over these Christmas periods, so we're trying to sort of mix and match with the bodies?
Yeah, without a doubt. I felt Jack Rolls needed to probably start a game. I think that he's always a goal threat. He'll create and score. And I felt with, obviously, Harry McCurdy missing, I felt that we needed to have a goal threat on the pitch, and Jack is that. So I went with that, and the goalkeeper, kind of like, is a decision that I've made for now. And I thought Harvey was good. I thought he made some good saves. I thought that he had no chance for the goals, I don't think. I thought his distribution was good. I thought he could have hurried up a few free kicks at the end there where I think he took his time when I think it could have been quicker, but we'll go through his clips and improve that. But yeah, just a decision I've had to make, and that's what I'm paid for.
Have you spoken to the referee about both decisions?
It is now 25 past 5. I shook his hand at the end and said it is now 5 o'clock. I'll be coming in at 5:30. So in 5 minutes' time, I'll be knocking on his door and going in.
Okay. Yeah, so with the final decision, so there was no explanation. You haven't got any explanation from
Not
them
yet.
at all yet? No.
I think the disappointing thing for me was that he gave the penalty and then he stood and had a chat with their players. for 53 seconds. So he chatted to their players for 53 seconds, then decided to walk over to the assistant referee to then come to the decision that it wasn't a penalty. I just don't see why he was doing that. Why do you not just give the penalty, and then if you feel that maybe you got it wrong, walk straight to the assistant referee straight away and find out? Actually, from blowing the whistle to giving the penalty to actually blowing the whistle to say it wasn't a penalty was over a minute.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, doesn't. And going back to the start of the second half, Oldham seemed to make a bit of a change in it. Did you think that affected your players, or do you?
Listen, we're in League Two. Every team we play against are going to do something to make it hard for us. It's not always going. We're not always going to have it our own way. And listen, I thought we were very good in the first half, and we were really poor for probably half of the second half. That'd be fair, right?
Yeah.
We're not always going to get it our way. But what I did see is character from the players. I wanted to win this game today. I felt we could and we should. But we didn't. But we haven't lost, right? So I have to take encouragement from that. But I really like the character that we showed today. We're not always going to have everything our way. We're not always going to dominate possession totally for the 90 minutes. It's just impossible to do that at any level. You've got to give respect to the opposition sometimes, and sometimes the opposition do things to make it really hard for you. Yes, we shot ourselves in the foot at times through playing backwards too many times for me. I think we can play forwards more. And every time we did play forwards, I felt that we created and caused their backline problems. And that's why I wanted to do it more. And it was kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, the fact that we kept doing it, kept going back to Harvey, back to Harvey, back to Harvey. And all Harvey was doing was shelling it. So why didn't we just pass forward in the first place? It didn't make sense to me. But listen, I can't moan because the players showed character. So I'm pleased with that.
And you've got a whole week now to prepare for Swindon. Have you already got a team in mind? Because you said you saw plan ahead with it.
I've kind of thought of the changes that we should make, but I need to obviously watch Swindon. They won today at Bristol Rovers. I need to watch them in detail and work out what I think's right to go there and try and get some points against the team who are, I don't know where they're in the league now, they're second or so it's going to be a tough game. It always is at Swindon away, but yeah, we've got a free week now, so we get some work done on the training ground.
And can you just give us an update on Harry McCurdy? You said he had a knock. How long?
Yeah, I'm hopeful that he should be back next week. So he's got a problem with his ankle. We're just hopeful that by kind of giving him a bit of rest and with the right medication, he should be right.
Brilliant.
Ready to go again.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Harvey, thank you for joining us. A 2-2 draw with Oldham here today. What was your reflection on the game?
Good start. A few difficult spells, but I think at the end we managed to deal with it in the best way we could at times. Disappointing not to win the game, and especially to concede so early on into the second half as well, which is something we spoke about this week and didn't do.
Yeah, there was a sort of shift, wasn't there, at half-time? Obviously, the first half was really strong, probably should have gone in maybe more than a goal up, and then the momentum seemed to switch in the second half. Was there anything that sort of Oldham did differently that made them play that way, or was it just sort of down to not being as strong as we were in the first half?
No, I think there's times where we could have played on the floor a bit more, but with the state of the game in the start of the second half, it was a bit difficult to do. They actually pressed quite well. So it was difficult to actually play at times, but we need to be able to see that better and recognise the moments of when to do the right things, really.
Yeah, and obviously that's the first league game back for you in a while. How is the injury? I can see you obviously still got a bit of strapping on your finger. How's it been going with the recovery?
All right, yeah, it's better now.
Yeah, what's it been like, obviously, having to watch from the sidelines? Because obviously it's good, isn't it, to have healthy competition, and Joe's obviously been doing quite well. How's that sort of dynamic been, at the training ground and at matches?
Yeah, fine. Like, it's part of football, isn't it? We both know that only obviously one of us can play. It sounds very cliche, but it is true. So, obviously, Joe did well, and I supported him, and then the manager makes a change this week, and Joe supported me since we found out. So yeah.
I know you probably didn't have a great view at the penalty decision at the end, but is there a consensus within the squad about that?
From what I've heard, I think the ref got it right.
Yeah, cool. And in front of the fans again today, that's, I think, 5 unbeaten in a row at home. How good were the fans today? And do you think that's going to be a positive when you've got 2 home games at the end of the year to carry on?
Yeah, like our home form's been actually decent, to be fair. But I think like today we should have won. But it has been good and the fans are good, to be fair. They were just getting us through the games.
Thank you.